Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that we're going to talk about today is, I really want to expose exactly what Everytown for gun safety, the gun control apparatus, is doing to the everyday gun owner, gun shop, gun seller, everyone who's obeying the law. They are declaring open lawfare against them. I'm going to walk you through it right now. There's a new lawsuit. I want to show you how flimsy it is, but it's founded directly by these gun controllers. And the sooner we identify the opposition, the sooner we can rally against it, because this is unacceptable. Now, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. And the content today is brought to you by Safe Life Defense. I'm going to say a quick word about this vest, and then we are going to hit it. I want to tell you about today's sponsor, Safe Life Defense, and specifically their Hyperline vest. Guys, I can honestly tell you, I've looked at a lot of body armor solutions. This is by far the thinnest, lightest, most comfortable without giving up protection. It's rated up to 44 Magnum, and as you can see, it is not encumbering my speaking, my breathing, anything across the board. This is a very good vest. It can be worn underneath a t-shirt, it's so thin, and like I said, it is up to a 44 Magnum rated in level 3A. This is something that you should check it out. It is the thinnest in the world and definitely worth an examination. There's a link right down there in the description box, and thank you so much to them for sponsoring this content. All right. We've got some work to do, my brothers and sisters of the Second Amendment crowd. We have got to talk about something that's happening in Kentucky. Now, this is a lawsuit against the gun shop that sold the AR prior to the bank tragedy that happened last year in April. I want to show you some very specific things that they are accusing this gun shop of, show you who's paying for it, who's instituting it, and then who is actually going to pay the price here, because this is something that we need to be aware of, because this is open lawfare against everyday Americans by some of the top echelon gun control groups in the United States. Let's get it. Let me show you what is happening, okay? Families sue Kentucky gun shop that sold AR-15 used in the 2023 bank shooting that killed 5. Now, this is out of Kentucky. A few of you might be wondering, what am I referring to? And then others of you might be saying, wait a minute, wasn't that guy the one who bought the gun and used the AR-15 and he was mentally disturbed and he did it just for gun control purposes to drive the gun control point? You would be correct. This was a mentally disturbed individual who wrote in his journal how sick he was. And then he fooled and lied to the people at the gun shop. Then he passed the federal background check system, got the gun, and then he tried to make a political statement with his death for a greater good. It's all documented. It's all out there. But that doesn't stop people from wanting to sue the gun shop, because everybody's got to get their money, right? And Everytown is egging them on. Check this out. Oh, this is so disgusting. The Kentucky gun shop that sold the AR-15 to a man who used it to kill 5 co-workers and wrote in his journal the gun was so easy to buy is facing a lawsuit filed Monday from survivors and families of the victims. The civil suit filed in Louisville alleges River City Firearms should have been more suspicious of the sale and noticed red flags when Connor Sturgeon bought the gun 6 days before the April 10th shooting. That's not their job. They passed the background check system. He was acting erratically, not at all. He was acting nervous because he was buying his first gun. There's nothing that they could have done here, but someone's got to pay for it, because there's got to be a way that everyone gets a payday, particularly when you see the law firms involved. I'm about to show you, because you tell me this is not a deliberate attempt to destroy the Second Amendment in any way possible, all right? Sturgeon, 25, struggled with mental illness and wrote in a journal he was, quote, very sick, according to an extensive Louisville police report on the shootings released in November. Do you think he walked into the gun shop and told the people behind the counter, I'm very, very mentally sick, so please buy the gun, and then they did it? No. He misled them. He lied on the 4473, and then he got the gun, and now they're trying to say it's the gun shop's fault, even though they followed all protocol. There's been no charges against the gun shop. The ATF hasn't revoked the FFL. There has been nothing against the gun shop. But Everytown for gun safety has got to get their gun control, right? Just guys, where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's a lot of smoke. River City Firearms is a federally licensed dealer, which means sellers there are trained to spot individuals who may have nefarious intentions, according to the lawsuit. Let's just stop there for a second. You're telling me that someone who is mentally ill, who lied to them about the intentions, that's on them? Why is that not on the individual or the family of the individual? How about that? because the family of the individual knew he was sick as well. But no one says anything like that. No one's getting sued from the family. It's just the gun shops, right? Yeah, let's continue. Patrons inside the store said Sturgeon had little knowledge of firearms and appeared embarrassed during the purchase, the lawsuit said. The shop has a legal duty to withhold a sale from a buyer who it can reasonably tell might be a danger to others, the suit said. How do you prove that? How are you going to improve intent from acting embarrassed during the purchase? Didn't know firearms when he was embarrassed. That could quite literally be any first-time gun buyer. Anyone. There is nothing that gun shop did wrong, yet Everytown for gun safety wants their pound of flesh so that they can make an example of anybody who would sell a gun and eventually bully people out of the industry. That's what's at work here, all right? Now, let me show you where the lawsuits are coming from. And like I said, this is open lawfare against everyday gun owners, gun sellers, gun shops. This is unethical, but, they are lawyers. But anyway, let's go. The families of two of the deceased victims, Joshua Barrick and James Tutt, are plaintiffs in the lawsuit, along with 3 shooting survivors. The lawsuit was filed, wait for it, by lawyers from the Chicago firm Romanucci and Blandon. Oh, Chicago firm. Interesting. Chicago's known for gun rights, right? Along with Louisville attorney Tad Thomas and Everytown Law, a Washington-based firm that seeks to advance gun safety laws in the courts. Bing. Everytown Law jumps in a lawsuit. Everytown Law wasn't there. Everytown Law had no injury. Everytown Law had nothing to do with the entire incident. Yet they're there first, along with a gun control firm out of Chicago. Anybody smelling this? People who weren't even in Kentucky, people who weren't even involved, they're jumping on the lawsuits. But at least they have one attorney from Louisville, right? So they fulfill their obligations to have standing. The entire point here is they are deploying lawfare against the little fish, the little people, the everyday Americans. They're losing against the gun corporations and the courts and the laws and the states, so they're just going to start going after individuals. This is disgusting. This is lawfare as high as you can go from a multi-million-dollar donation firm, Everytown Law, all the while they're telling you they're for gun safety while they are pushing you, and they're pushing you out of your gun rights. That's what's happening right now. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.